You are in the studio of Perpetual Mojo, and I have something to show you. It's a picture of my dog. I printed it out on scrap paper because the picture isn't what's important. What's important is that when you go to make something that's a sculpture, and even though you have a picture of it in your head, it's harder to work from memory. So I broke this down into elementary shapes so that we can make our little dog angel from these. I'm going to start with the wings because you always want to start with the lighter clay. Roll it into a ball. Press your thumb in. Press your thumb in. I want to leave the top of it a little bit thicker. And I want to bring this down to an offset point like that. I'm going to flatten this and pull it out because that will go on the back of the dog. Now let's make some lines with a needle tool or a toothpick or whatever you happen to have. I'm going to lay it in and roll it over the edge. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be recognizable. So there's one. I've broken the black clay down into the shapes that I'll need. This is the main body, which is kind of a bottle shape. The two little back legs, which will just fit onto the sides like that. Let's make the head. Oops. And the head is going to be a little bit flatter on the back than the front. And it's got that cute little nose shape that will add onto the front. And of course, the nose goes on the top of that. The ears are just triangles, so they'll fit at the top of the head toward the back. Now let's move the head down to here. And then the front legs go from the shoulders down to the front, but we will smooth those in. We don't need to see them on the top, so we can smooth that. Let's move the head back a little bit. You can use anything at all that's smooth to make this happen. And attach the head on like that. Now, of course, you can also do paws. Like that. And the eyes on this little angel are going to be big. I like to use the back of my needle tool. You don't have to do this. You could certainly do smaller eyes. And I'll probably end up putting little jewels in there. Now, let's put it together. I've got a 3.5-inch piece of wire. It's 20 gauge. And I want to make a halo. So let's see. I'm going to fold it this way. I'm foreshortening it, so it's going to be an oval. Let's fold it back over. And that's a little wider than I want it to be, so I'm just going to pull it back like that. Yep, that's about how I want it to be. Now, in the center of that, you will fold the wire down. Like that. And then you'll take what's left over here, this tail, and wrap it around. So there's the halo part. I'm going to bend that forward just a little bit. And I'm going to place it on the wings. To secure this in there, I'm going to put a couple of bends in it so that it won't be able to come straight out because it's not sitting straight in it. So I made a little curly Q right in there. I'm going to set these close together I'm going to lay that in there. I'm going to check the head to make sure it can be above the wings. Yes, that works. And now I'm going to add one more piece of clay on top of that. Now that halo's in there and it's not going anywhere. So let's bring up the head. Let's bring up the body. Looks like you can see that wire just a little bit. There, that's better. And you can take this whole thing over on the paper and put it into the oven. Make sure you're baking it according to the directions on the package of clay. You can see that I've added a little bit of glitter on his wings, and I gave him blue eyes. One's a little bigger than the other. I think that looks kind of whimsical, and I really like it. And the last thing you add is a string. It can be an ornament for your tree. It could hang from your mirror, anywhere at all. I just like to keep my little guy close. I'm Candace. Stay crafty, my friends.